Hey guys, if you're watching this, the fountain of youth is yours. This was not going to be my original message. However, Spirit is telling me the fountain of youth is yours. It doesn't feel on the nose. I don't feel like I'm speaking to a group or collective that is obsessed with staying young. I feel like this is referring to untapped potential, your untapped potential. Before I got that download, I was receiving, you're about to pop. And I'm not talking about pregnancy, although that might be for one or two or whatever. It feels like a pimple that's red that wants to burst. It's annoying, it's uncomfortable, it's painful, but it's not ready yet. Which in its own way is very annoying. You may look like everyone else. You may give yourself the grace of seeming as though you are just like them, but you stand out. This is unavoidable at this point. You're literally standing in your own fountain of youth. You've tapped into something. I'm getting it like a story of you're looking around at all this water wondering, where the fuck is the leak? What is wrong? Why is this happening? You don't even realize the value, the gold, the abundance that you're standing in. If this is finding you today, the fountain of youth is yours. Feel that. You tapping into your own inner child, easing your own nervous system and your own fight or flight, and doing all this work that creates a safe space for your child to come out again, for your inner child to come out. To come out and play, create, co-create. I'm speaking to a collective that has spent a lot of time battling frustration. Frustration of feeling like you've been led down a path and confused as to why things haven't manifested or felt like they haven't manifested in the way that you promised, in the way that was promised to you. I just heard one thing after another. Like you just barely get a chance to catch up to yourself. It's one thing after another. And still you stand tall, and still you stand strong, and still you remember. That was the test. That was the test. That was it. You made it. I'm seeing like this giant vault, and you know how all of these things have to align in the mechanism in order for the vault to unlock. You have to hit everything so specifically and at every right angle, which is what the codes are for. But when you're talking about the mechanism behind it, the mechanism behind you, you were over here trying to figure out the code when you were hacking it from the inside. And that's been the unconscious higher self drive. The superconscious higher self drive was to unlock you. And here you are. You're finally balancing out. Your heart is light. It's almost like, you thought that there was going to be a reprieve, but there wasn't. It was just going to keep coming. And in that process of that reprieve, that you thought was going to happen, that you were being guided to. Forgive my words. I feel like, come on, throat chakra. I feel like it's not being communicated as clearly. It's almost like I feel it more than it's being communicated. The Spirit's telling me you're doing a great job. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with that. But there's something about that. It's like you feel something that you can't describe. You feel a shift that doesn't have words yet. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. You thought that there was going to be a reprieve. Thank you, Spirit. You thought there was going to be a reprieve, but there wasn't one. It was one thing after another, but it wasn't, you weren't waiting for a break. You weren't waiting for the storm to subside. You weren't waiting for a short period of time for the rain to stop so you can make it to where you were going. You needed to be washed clean. You needed everything to stack on top of each other until you get to a point where you release. You needed the pressure to mount to such an extent that you could only go one way. You could only choose that despite these things, I'm going to be me. Despite these things, I'm going to find safety and security within my vessel. Despite these things, I'm going to live with the light heart. I'm going to live with the heart that is as light as God intended. Our hearts are like sponges, and throughout a very tumultuous karmic existence at this time, there's so much karma and ancestral baggage. It's easy to hold on to a heavy heart. We've seen it happen, and so many people that have had those heavy hearts have been our greatest transgressors. Yet we stand tall. Balanced, light. If you're seeing this, the fountain of youth is yours. What once felt like bars of a cell now feel like pillars of hope. What once felt like a broken record is now a song you can't seem to remember. That one took a minute to channel in. What once felt like a crime against your soul now feels like a just origin story. The ethos of you. Time to play. You can't hang a picture until it's leveled. I mean, you can, but you really can't. And you can't reflect on a picture until it's on the wall. Do you see now? Do you understand? 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. If you're seeing this, the fountain of youth is yours. God bless y'all. Subscribe, like, comment,